welcome to the Brooks and Zach 100 Years
notify
podcast.
me anymore. We're in a waiting room.
Look,
and
we
pulled out the laptop. You didn't even say, "Hey Zach, I'm going to start 100 Years."
We're cutting it. We're cutting it really close. So we need. This is why I bring my laptop everywhere, because we need to make sure we can record this stuff.
Okay. Well, what?
So listeners are probably wondering where we are right now. We're actually in the waiting room at Matt's office at City Hall. You see, Matt is our executive producer and friend of ours, and he's very heavily involved in City Hall and all their stuff.
But before any of that, he is the mayor of Crimeopolis. Or assistant to the mayor of Crimeopolis. It's so difficult to memorize.
He's like an assistant to an assistant to an assistant
it's
to
like...
a grand wizard to the mayor.
Wait, what was the grand wizard?
To the what?
Okay.
Never mind. So we thought that he may have some answers for us, and being our friend and executive producer on the podcast, he probably has a lot of investment in us staying alive.
Maybe.
So,
I mean, that's a coin flip, really.
Yeah.
But it's the best chance we've got.
We're hoping to...
That's like what, a 90%? That's a coin flip, right?
Yeah. What?
Standard Crimeopolis coins, 90-10 split.
We're hoping to get some answers, but he's very busy, so we're just waiting in the waiting room here. The nice lady told us he'll be out in a minute. So, we seem to be the only ones here right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of typical. You have to make it through the obstacle and the gauntlet before you can actually get to the waiting room.
Yeah, and the magazines they have are they're just terrible. Just like any doctor's office or waiting room or whatever. The magazines are just awful.
Yeah, like look at this one. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is really Hulk Hogan? What is this from? August 1985. What does that even mean? None of this makes sense, Brooks. Why are we here?
Anyway,
what?
The waiting room is pretty. It's actually pretty nicely furbished. Besides that, there's some nice chairs. The music is really good.
You're doing because everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. Really.
Yeah. I've been looking for that album. I've been trying to pick it up.
Nah, go for their second album. It's a lot more nice. It's got a bit more Jamaican beat to it, so you kind of want to go with that one.
All right.
This one's far too casual rock.
It's funny. Speaking of which, I went with my dad earlier a bit. Because he started deciding to collect some vinyls, and stuff like that, and he's becoming a hipster. No, he's not at all.
Is he?
No,
really?
You've met my dad. He's not.
He's very no. I don't know what I'm talking about. He seems like a dad.
Anyway, yeah. So I was going with him. We were picking up some records because he has a list. He's gonna get started and everything. We went to this one town, a county over, and had it's a really nice town, kind of a historic type thing. Right. Has a lot of record stores in it. But it was funny. On the way back, I was playing because he wasn't really playing any music, so I got the aux cord, and I was playing the Under the Covers, the Ninja Sex Party cover album, and everything. And I had played a song or two for him before, and he was digging some of it, and then towards the end of it, I'm like, hey, do you want to hear one of their original songs? And at first he's like, I don't know. He's like, it's pretty funny. And he's like, oh yeah, I remember you said it was a comedy thing. Okay. So I played Unicorn Wizard for my dad, and he thought it was funny. That's a victory for me.
There you go. It's one of very few victories.
One of very few.
Is that crying or? Yeah. You'll be fine, Brooks. Yeah? Okay. Where did that secretary go? Huh. Thought you... Oh, well. I'm sure she'll be back soon enough to let us in. I mean, we made an appointment, right? You did call in to make that appointment.
Yeah, I called in.
You made a face when you said, yeah. Did you call?
Yeah!
I think... No, you see, when you make the face, it makes me think you didn't.
I'm not making a face. And you can't prove otherwise.
You're... Alright. Well, we saw Cloverfield Lane, right?
We did. Let's talk about it. Let's just spend an hour talking about that.
Yeah, an entire hour without any interruptions.
No. Interruptions.
I like how everything's always a train wreck the second you hit the record button because
Yes.
they're like, yeah, we kind of know what we're gonna talk
It's like
about.
we know what we're gonna talk about. We know what's happening. We know what topic we're gonna do. We got all this handled.
Yeah, and in like a parallel universe, every time it works. Every time we actually...
In a parallel universe, our show goes perfectly according to plan
Every
each and every
time.
time.
In a perfect universe that's also parallel, we also got a bunch of free recording equipment. And the Brooks and Zach 100 Years building did not burn down.
No, it did not.
In a mysterious fire that I do not know about. That I certainly did not cause. And you can't prove otherwise. All the evidence is gone. It's all
Damn it.
burnt.
You flipped it on its head and you turned it around on me.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we get to Cloverfield, you want to just, what's happening with you?
What's happening?
What's hibbity happening?
Don't-
Oh, that reminds me.
What?
Guys, listeners,
I don't-
people of you
I don't know
listening
what you're
to this.
talking about, Marty.
This we because of the scheduling
Yeah.
of the episodes and the release dates,
Don't
it
say
didn't
words.
end up
No,
like
no,
right
no.
on that.
Brooks,
but we
I know
gotta
we got-
say because Zach's birthday was this
No, it
week.
wasn't. I don't have a birthday.
Yeah.
I was birthed from a tube, and they said, "Congratulations, 9980.
It's-
You're the one who survived."
It's it's March 15th, and
What?
he
It's not-
hates. Well, it's not today.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
Your
So
birthday.
shut up, Brooks.
Your birthday is March 15th.
It is not. It is the Ides of March, way back when Julius Caesar was assassinated. That was the date. Way back then. It was like, at least 3 million years ago.
Was it sort of like a dramatic thing where like it was cut like if it was a movie was there like big operatic music and was cutting between Julius Caesar getting stabbed and you being birthed, so
Yeah,
it was
you
like
see-
a juxtaposition of death and life.
It was actually called The Ides of March, directed by Michael Bay. So it was quote unquote based on a true story, but it was all revolved around my birth and the subplot of what actually happened to Julius Caesar. He actually died defending
And then
myself.
you entered a love triangle between you, your brother, and some chick you guys met.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, yes. Yes.
And that, I will tell you, was Egypt.
Gods of Egypt coming soon this summer.
I still haven't seen that. Was it as terrible as everybody says?
I honestly don't know, because there's like, most people are like, this is god awful, and then other people are like, who are stupid, they're just like, this is great. And then the director, Alex Proyas, just went on like a complete tirade against critics on his Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just calling them like the scum of the earth and everything for
Wow.
not liking his movie.
That's exactly what you need to do as a director.
You know, people will respect you as an artist and a creator if you constantly berate them for not liking the thing that you make.
Speaking of, the reason why I showed you Sausage Party, the new animated film by Seth Rogen.
Should we like dial it back a little and like start with the beginning of that
Oh,
conversation?
sure. Do you still have that? 'Cause-
I still have it.
All right.
I mean, like, we don't have to go like
oh my
strictly
god,
off the
that
script.
entire conversation.
That
hold-
entire conversation.
It was nothing but. Oh, hold on.
Okay. All right. Going back, rolling it back.
How far back we rolling it?
This is great. This is quality content right here.
Oh, I could tell you about Time Shark now.
Okay, you want to go like? Okay, I found the beginning of the conversation.
Okay.
It started with you asking, "Hey, have you seen Sausage Party, Seth Rogen's new animated film? Specifically the trailer, since that's the only thing out right now." And then he dropped a link while I was typing my response.
Oh, geez, that was all the way back at the beginning.
Yeah, and then I'm like, hang on.
Hold on. Where? Oh, geez.
Yeah, because the stuff before that was something else from a
Oh,
different conversation.
there we go.
And then my response, I know what it is, and I've seen the thumbnail for the trailer many times, and every time I think, you know what? No, I'm not having any of that. I make no exaggerations or narcissistic points when I say I'm better than that. I don't want it. Good day, sir.
Brooks, please. I was skeptical too.
I said good day, sir.
No, it's like Zootopia, but with food and more adult.
Good day, sir.
Hey.
When it comes out and people say it's more than just a sequel to Food Fight, then I'll budge.
Brooks, I watched the trailer twice, and I laughed both times. Can I make a deal with you? If you watch the trailer and don't get so much as a chuckle out of it, I'll sit through whatever bullshit movie you want and actively watch it.
Fine, I'll watch it. And you know me, if I laugh, I'll tell you.
I didn't say laugh. I said chuckle. Don't cheat me.
Fine, chuckle.
Thanks, babe. And the entire script is on WikiLeaks, but I ain't about that.
And those... and you said, like, yeah, and I'm like, and those movies are not bullshit. They're artsy, and they have a lot of merit to them that keeps a film buff coming back for more. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, 4 stars, 4 stars, 2 thumbs up. And then, like...
After you watched
about, 3 minutes passed, I'm like, you were very close to winning.
it's not a movie you want to see still?
When they started getting killed, I almost chuckled, but then Wiggle started playing, which is one of the songs I hate more than hate the most ever. And that... killed all my enjoyment of the trailer. As for the movie, it could go either way.
There's an orgy scene.
I don't doubt there is, but an orgy does not a good movie make.
Name one time an orgy did not make a movie good. Nay, great.
Name one time it did.
True Blood, the series.
True Blood is a pile of garbage is my first point. Second point, you watched True Blood?
Eyes Wide Shut had one.
Eyes Wide Shut is a great movie, and not solely because of the orgies.
No, Brooks. I think you're misunderstanding it. The orgies are great because it's in the universe of Eyes Wide Shut.
I'm saying just because a movie has an orgy doesn't make it automatically good. A good movie can have an orgy, but so can a bad one. You don't even know what Eyes Wide Shut is. Judging by the fact that you went straight from True Blood to Eyes Wide Shut makes me think that you Googled what movies had orgies in them.
Brooks, you insult me.
Followed by a screen cap of a Google search of movies made better by orgies.
I did something similar, yes.
Your fatal flaw was reminding me of Eyes Wide Shut, which is now on the list.
Shit, I activated your trap card.
It's a Kubrick film that's slow, allegorical, and has purposefully unsexy sex scenes.
And
it's amazing, and you're going to hate it.
And then I sent you a screen cap of somebody describing Perfume, the story of a murderer, which the first sentence is, when your intended execution turns into a massive orgy, you're doing something right. So just the first sentence makes me go, what the fuck kind of movie is this?
Oh, I've seen Perfume. It's also a pile of shit. Which it is, by the way. Don't watch it. It sounds interesting. It's really not.
I'd be more surprised if you didn't see an obscure film I found on a most tasteful orgies list.
A lot of it is thanks to a guy I follow who reviews artsy films. Shout out to Brows Held High, a series run by Kyle Calgren. He does great work. He says a film is bad. I watch it because of how fucking weird it is, and I come to the same conclusion that he did. This process is how I discovered my least favorite movie of all time, Trash Humpers.
What? Oh my god. But seriously, what was Trash Humpers? I'm gonna take a pause right there.
Pause. Trash Humpers was the Harmony Korine movie, and whenever I describe it, I steal the line used in Brows Held High by Kyle
Yeah?
I can't say his name. Kyle on Brows Held High had a great line that perfectly describes it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Cats is about cats?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
God.
not great. It's really bad.
It does not sound great.
It's really bad. We'll watch it sometime.
And then I was like, oh god, that reminds me of Time Shark.
Hang on, it just knocked me back down to the bottom.
Alright. Well, that reminds me of Time Shark.
I've told you about Trash Humpers.
Maybe you have.
This has been a very strange conversation.
As are many of our conversations. Just wait till I tell you about Time Shark, a concept created by my friend Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
Time Sharks 1... Yeah, you said Time...
Yeah, Time Sharks 1 to 8 are going to be the movies of the future.
Okay, hang on.
It involves George Washington, Gandhi, and Hitler all fighting a shark that can travel through time. An 8-part movie franchise.
Okay, I'm gonna put the little asterisks so the people you're texting know that you're doing like an action. It puts out cigar, leans back in chair, puts fingers in shape of screen, and points at the ceiling. Okay, pitch it to me.
All right, and
I'm in producer mode. Do it. Do the pitch.
I'm not gonna read what I typed because I can actually express it better now since I can say it face to face.
All right, I'm watching. I have the pretentious like screen thing.
Okay, well actually I am gonna read it. Scientist is pissed at the economy for creating a Monopoly Act created by Theodore Roosevelt. His great-great-great-great-grandfather invented the first ice cream, but because he couldn't monopolize it, other people made ice cream and he didn't get that much money from it. So he spends all of his time making a time apparatus and sending hitmen back in time to assassinate Theodore Roosevelt. It doesn't work because Theodore Roosevelt is such a badass and he keeps killing everybody. So eventually, he attaches it to a shark and sends the shark back in time. Theodore Roosevelt fights the shark and causes a mass amount of collateral damage, like Peter Griffin versus the chicken levels of collateral damage. And the scientist is like, "What are you doing? Finish him!" And then the time shark takes off the headpiece that the scientist was communicating with because time shark went rogue, and then he jumps through time again before Theodore Roosevelt shoots him. He jumps back even farther in the past, back on the the Mayflower. Is that what George Washington came on? No, that wasn't. I don't know history.
Listeners, you can't tell, but like, I'm kind of a bit of a history nerd. I really like history,
time.
and when Zach said that, I looked up from my phone with just a face of extreme disapproval.
Yeah, I know you did. But anyway, he teleports back to... He time travels to where George Washington is and fights him. But George Washington pulls out an axe and starts hacking at Time Shark. And it's just another epic battle until Time Shark tackles him and, like, drags him down through time again. And then he appears in a desert. He's in the desert and he's walking and he finds this guy that's just sitting there by a tree. And he starts having a conversation with him. He's like, "Hi, yeah, I'm looking for a shark." And then he teams up with Gandhi. And Gandhi is there, and he's like, "Ah, yeah, it's convenient how we speak the same language. Yes, it's very convenient, and we're never going to address it." Never address it throughout the rest of the movie.
Right.
And because Time Shark has been going through all different times, time is just kind of distorting itself a little bit. So then you see off in the distance Saddam Hussein and Hitler, and Time Shark is about to get them. And George Washington understands how bad Hitler is for some reason. But no. Gandhi understands how bad Hitler is, but George Washington doesn't. So George Washington is like, "We have to save them from Time Shark." But Gandhi is like, I understand where you're coming from. We gotta save people, but maybe we could let this one slide.
This is like, think of them. Imagine them both as King George, but worse. Like King George, but actually bad.
And pretty much they end up tackle diving to save Hitler, but Saddam's still destroyed by Time Shark's time jaws. And then they all group up together. They go on a little bit of adventure to try to find Time Shark. I don't remember the details, but I remember how this movie 1 ends, and that's with Hitler sacrificing himself to save Gandhi and George Washington by getting taken in the mouth of Time Shark, getting thrown back to some random time, and then he lands on somebody, and he's in the desert, again, in front of a big, great lake, and then he stands up and looks at this huge crowd of people that were following him, and he looks down, and he landed on Moses. So now Hitler has to get the Jews through the desert. End of movie 1.
Jeez. And then my response was a reference to the Sony emails. It was, I like it. I'm feeling it. Clean, smooth, powerful. Tell you what, you tell Alex that if he can get a spec script that is exactly that, but with more titties on my desk by Monday morning, then we can make this happen.
And then I think that was the best.
Yeah, that was and the rest is stuff that we won't share.
Yeah. Or will we? Nah.
And then, all right, do you wanna share the very end, like, skip to me talking about Daredevil?
Oh, okay.
Goddamn Netflix going by Pacific time instead of Eastern time, making me wait for Daredevil.
And this was at almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You're staying up for that?
No, I gotta sleep and wait till tomorrow. But if they went by Eastern time, I'd be going to bed now, having already watched the first episode.
Good job, Brooks. That is how time zones work.
Zach, I don't need your shit. I just want Daredevil.
I'm sorry, babe.
It's fine.
It's felt like it's fine like wine. Like the thousands of grapes it took to get that wine. The thousands of grapes you had to trample to squeeze out every inkling of potential you saw in their youthful bodies. The youthful bodies so full of life and innocence until you, the consumer, crushed them into what they are now. Withered husks surrounded by the jelly and stench of their family they were raised beside. That's fine.
A minute went by. I thought that was raisins.
I'm happy our friendship is at the point where you're like, "Oh, that's a Zach rant. Huh. Maybe he meant raisins instead of wine. The youthful innocent crushing part is all good. I just really want to know what he meant by raisins instead of wine."
I saw withered husks and I'm like, oh, that's right. I remember now. Grapes make raisins when they die. 3 minutes of no response. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for 100 years and then rehearsal. Good night. And we didn't talk again until this morning.
That's great. I like this. This is fine. This is great. Yes.
Smooth, clean, powerful. That's simultaneously a Sony Hacks joke, a Jonah Hill joke, and a Weekly Planet joke all at the same time.
Eventually, we will share the rest of the improv story, which I have forgotten all about.
Yeah, we will on a future episode.
Yeah. Provided we can actually get to see the mayor today and actually, who cares, right? We're here. It's air conditioned. I think.
The weather has been phenomenal.
But we're indoors.
Yeah, but the weather has been phenomenal.
You're right.
Outside. For the past few days, too.
Yeah. Even though I am wearing a jacket, I mean, it's...
You're wearing a jacket. I'm just wearing a shirt that I've
somehow
put over purposefully. Not somehow, purposely. I've sort of put it over the top of my chair. So now it's like we're both wearing the shirt.
Why do you want to wear a chair with a shirt?
No. It's like the chair is wearing me.
Why do you...
So 10 Cloverfield Lane was pretty good.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, 10... What? Yeah, we saw that. We saw that with Matt. I don't know why we didn't ask him then.
Yeah, he was there, and we're just like, hey, Matt, you want to see the movie? He's like, sure. And then, like, after it was done, we're like, yeah, that movie was great. And then we're like, yeah.
Oh, by the way, we got a couple questions to ask you. I was like, and then he got on his phone.
And then we're like, shit.
Yeah, once Matt's on his phone, there's no stopping him. He's business.
No, he's a businessman.
He's a business Matt.
He's not just a business Matt. He's a business Matt.
What the fuck? Okay.
That was. I think that's a Jay-Z line. Except man.
Okay,
it's actually quite clever.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
It's fine.
Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, so
John Goodman.
Let's start off original Cloverfield. What'd you think of the original one when it came out?
The original one, I hated it.
You hated it?
Yeah, I was like, it's so shaky. What's happening? Just show me the monster.
I
didn't see it.
I didn't hate it. It was like, okay.
I just liked it because I got motion sick.
See, I've never liked found footage and everything. The only time I liked found footage was with Chronicle, and I thought that was well done. But everything else, it was like, oh my god, I can't hold on to the camera. It's like going over the.
I'm startled.
And I remember, I think it was like the New Year's, like before it came out, was the first time I saw or heard of it. It had this trailer, and it was like it premiered, and it was like incredibly mysterious. And they're like, "What's Cloverfield? What's going on in this? And everything? Is it what's happening?" And it was really mysterious. And like a lot of the marketing for that was based around all that mystery that no one knows what really the movie is. Yeah. And so it made a lot of people go see it. And then in the end, it was a badly designed monster.
What was Cloverfield? I never really finished it. I watched it it was on DVD, and I was like, it's been 30 minutes. And it's not getting better.
It was a monster that it crushed buildings, and then
was it Godzilla?
No, it wasn't Godzilla, but so it was essentially Godzilla, but what happened was you go through it. And then everybody dies and everything because it's like a found footage thing. It's like classified information that has been recovered and everything. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, there's a bit because it was like overridden over previous like footage that like the main couple had taken. So it ends with the couple at like an amusement park, and in the background you see something like fall into the ocean. Mm-hmm. So people have People theorize that it's either like an alien thing landing and the monster comes from that, or it's some kind of satellite and the monster like lived underwater and the satellite crashed and like woke it up,
right? And
everything. So different stuff like that, and it just ended. It was like it was an all right monster movie. People exploded when they got bit by those baby things that came off of it. It was like decent. The thing for me was that. The monster design was really not all that great. It was just like kind of a boring monster,
right? And
everything, and that's kind of common in a lot of like stuff. Like I was gonna say modern stuff, but I think like not a lot of old stuff like outside of the Godzilla movies have really great monster designs or creature designs and stuff.
Not really. As you've been talking, I've been trying to find a image of the Cloverfield monster, and the only thing I'm coming across is a Cloverfield manga.
Cloverfield manga?
Yeah, it's... No, I don't want to download Candy Crush. Nobody wants to download Candy Crush. Ever.
I didn't know Candy Crush was still a thing.
Let's see. Why was I born? Nani doku da. You got the two boys who are arguing. You got the pretty girl. Let me just skip into, like, chapter 8, see if the Cloverfield monster
Here it
appears
is.
there. You found it?
It's a toy of it.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it was just not all that great of a monster.
No.
But the thing is, before that came out, it had like, see, here was one of the final shots of the movie.
Oh, okay,
The
so you
face.
actually got to see it and everything?
Yeah, but it's funny. Hey, I found it. Good. It's funny. They before the movie came out, they had like fans run it, like write like draw what they thought the monster was gonna look like.
Yeah.
And everything, and they're like 10 times cooler than like what was actually in the movie.
Oh.
And my favorite one was this one. It's a little like blurry, it's not in HD, but it was a fan drawing of something because in the trailer you heard a bit of the monster roar, and the artist thought it sounded kind of like a whale, so they made like a whale monster type thing, and it looks like really cool.
Oh my god, a giant whale monster?
Like a giant whale monster. And it would have been so awesome if that was the monster in Cloverfield.
Yeah. Why didn't they do something cool like that?
Because they're dumb. And
Man.
they didn't realize there were better designs than a weird thing with stick legs.
Yeah.
Prickly little stick
Now,
legs,
what
and
I-
I just now noticed looking at the toy. You know that thing in like old movies and sitcoms when the mom or the old lady's in a shower and they have like the pink like shower hat on?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like the Cloverfield monster has. Look at it. He's got a pink shower hat.
Yeah, he's got two pink shower
Yeah,
hats.
he's got two pink shower hats on.
But,
yeah.
Did you ever see those, like, artist drawings? I can't remember who does it, and I'm going to hate myself because he's an amazing artist. But he does, like, drawings of, like, the old gods returning or something like that, like Titans.
I'd heard of that. And
maybe-
there's some pretty cool drawings.
Maybe I have some.
If you find them, you can just bring them up.
Yeah.
Do you think, speaking of monster designs, do you think because I'm looking on Google Images and as like a comparison thing, did you like the monster designs in Pacific Rim?
I didn't think they were terrible.
I didn't think they were terrible either. I just thought they weren't all that memorable.
Right.
I thought it needed, like, one of the things, like, I like that movie well enough. There's people who love it, there's people who hate it, but I thought it, like, it would have benefited from more memorable monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the mechs were pretty, like, interestingly designed and memorable, but the monsters themselves weren't.
Oh, here we go. I found it.
Found it?
When the old gods return on Imgur. It's just a bunch of very beautiful scenery and just the giant...
I like those designs. Do you have a name of the artist?
I'll
Look at the end. Maybe you'll credit, because the guy who uploaded it may not be the artist.
Yeah, that's true.
So see if it's at the end or in the comments. So you don't have the artist's name.
Nope.
Okay. Well, anyway, what was I about to say?
I don't know. What were you going to talk about? Are we still talking about Cloverfield?
Yeah, we're still talking. We only talked about the original one. We haven't talked about the new one yet. Yeah, what was I gonna say? So, I completely forgot. But anyway, blah blah.
First image search on phone. Hold
Oh
on.
yeah, I remember. Stuff like that makes me almost regret deleting the Imgur app on my phone.
I don't, because I lost so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, for me, I've never been a fan of quote-unquote dank memes. So, Imgur, to a point, I just got annoyed with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So, anyway, 10 Cloverfield Lane. So, Cloverfield came out, it was a moderate success, but not as well received or popular as people were hoping it to be. So, it kind of, like, dormant for, like, several years. And then I heard that this movie was originally, like, written and like most of it was filmed with the intention of being a completely different movie. And then late on in the process, they're just like, let's just make it a Cloverfield movie. And then they made it a Cloverfield movie and did some reshoots. So, yeah.
They tried their best.
But if you go into this movie expecting a sequel to Cloverfield, you're not going to get it because it's not a sequel to Cloverfield.
No, it's much better than that.
It is. I will agree. Like, we'll talk into spoilers in a bit, just to fill the time and everything. But
Right.
like, our main like thing is going to be that it is a much better film than the first Cloverfield, and it's a very good film. And I would suggest that you all go out and see it. It's real great. Just don't go in expecting a monster movie.
Expect a scary movie that doesn't have that many jump scares.
Yeah. I was gonna say because I don't really like scary movies all that much and everything.
Yeah,
I've
neither
never
do
been
I.
my fan. Like they have to be really good in order for me to like them. Like I like The Shining and I like Halloween. I like Silence of the Lambs. I like movies like that and everything. And this movie was, like you said, it's not full of jump scares or everything. The music doesn't go like bah! and then it.
I mean, it does like maybe twice.
Yeah, maybe once or twice.
But it's justified to me since they.
There's a few instances which we can talk about in spoilers, where it's perfect. It's it's.
Yes.
Words are hard. Harder
I don't know
than you
why
can
I
think.
keep hearing our voice coming from the laptop.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear it? It's happening. It happens. Like when you're loud enough.
It's been off.
I promise you I hear
Me
it.
hitting the chair. Anyway, words are hard, but it's very justified and well earned, I would say. That's the words for it. They earn the few jump scares that they do.
Yeah.
And it's just building tension. Tension keeps building and building and building.
And I thought of an idea for, like, way back when I was still arguing at you, like, just put spoilers in the description or something like that.
Yeah?
Something that's easier. I mean, you could just, we're obviously going to spoil 10 Cloverfield Lane, but if somebody has seen it and, like, or hasn't seen it, but they're like, I want to listen to this podcast, but I don't want it to be spoiled for me. I wish I could skip to a point. Or maybe if I knew that it had spoilers in it and I just skipped to a random point in it.
That's work. That's
you
work
can just
for me.
cut and paste the following. Hey, this podcast includes spoilers for 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I don't care about your spoiler thing. We said spoilers before we start talking about it.
Yeah, but what if the person's skipping through and they don't hear that?
But we haven't said any spoilers yet, and we are having this entire conversation.
Skipped past this, is what I'm saying.
And why even listen to the podcast if they're just gonna skip through the whole thing? We're talking about Cloverfield right now. What are you talking about?
All right, fine.
Like,
fine,
I don't like
Brooks.
it when mom and dad fight.
You are mom and dad in this situation.
I am both mom and fa. There.
All right, so
I hate this podcast. It's canceled. It's gone. Anyway, basic plot rundown. We won't we'll just reveal what's been revealed in the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
Ramona Flowers. Hang on. Great performance. We should at least learn her name.
Ramona Flowers.
No, I'm serious.
So am I.
I think it's. Hang on.
So you got John Goodman.
You got John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and John Gallagher Jr. are the three main players in this.
Yes.
So what's happening is that Mary Elizabeth Winstead has had a sort of argument with her boyfriend.
Yep.
So she storms out and is driving a car just to sort of clear her head.
Yep. Gets in a car crash.
He gets into a car crash and wakes up underground.
Yeah, in a basement, chained up to a radiator. She's got a couple cuts, but she was obviously a little bit fixed up. And then John Goodman's like,
oh, the breathing. John Goodman comes in and he's like, I saw that your car crashed and I saved you from it because I was on my way over here to my bunker. Something has happened and everyone above ground is dead. So it's just you, me, and this other guy Emmett who helped,
Emmett.
Yeah, who helped build it, who helped John Goodman build the shelter.
Yep.
So, 3 performances, really great. It's sort of like it's that kind of thing. It's a bottle story where it's they call that I think it's like a TV term. It may be used for movies, but it's like a TV term where you have a bottle episode where in order to save budget, you have it take place in one location the entire
It was
episode.
done very well, though.
Yeah, it was done incredibly
Yeah,
well.
because like during the credits, when it's like, yeah, here's all the people that worked on it. It was such a small amount of people, and I was like,
we usually only go to like the really like big budget movies and releases and stuff,
But,
and
man.
we're expecting of like super long lists, and then I'm like, for this, it's like an indie movie because the budget was only like five
who was the
million
director?
dollars. The director was this guy named Dan Trachtenberg.
Mm-hmm.
This was his first movie, but you may have seen the thing that got him this job, which was a Portal short called Portal No Escape.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, he directed that.
Oh, sweet.
That's how he got this
I
job.
want to see more of his stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Like with this movie, he's gonna be on the map. He's gonna be making stuff now.
Oh man, because that was all amazing.
So yeah, so the plot is essentially the three of them are trapped down in this bunker, and they're just going about their business. But
Yep, while they believe an attack from
something's happened.
yeah,
That's for
John
sure.
Goodman's
You're
like,
not
oh,
really
it's
sure.
probably an attack from the Russians or
It
aliens.
could be
but it's not zombies. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they had that joke in it. But over time, you see that John Goodman, he's giving off kind of a creepy kind of vibe
Yeah,
and everything.
and at first I was gonna chalk that up to, why is this happening? Is this just sloppy writing? Come on, man. But as it kept going on, I'm like, oh no, it's good writing. It's his character.
Yeah. So it's like the movie does a good job of like sort of bouncing back and forth where you're like, is he right or is he just making this up? Or what, you think he's making it up, then you think he's right about it, then like you're not so
good?
sure.
Is he bad?
Yeah.
Is
So like all of it could have like just be fuck. It's just so good. It's so good. I don't want to spoil any of it. And so he would like John Goodman, great in pretty much everything that he's in, especially this. Like you usually see him as like kind of a like lovable kind of. I'm John Goodman. I was the dad in Speed Racer.
Yep.
And now he's.
Or I was the guy in The Big Lebowski who was a little weird.
Oh, I love Big Lebowski so much.
Anyway, that's a different discussion for a different day.
There's sometimes when I strongly dislike Zach, and it's when he told me he didn't like Big Lebowski.
It was.
It's your response is like the critics when it first came out response, but over time everyone's like, this is one of the best comedies, and I agree.
Think it was.
I think it was.
What?
Hang on, I'm trying to think of a quote.
Like,
Zach, you're out of your element. Yeah. So okay, hang on. Say that you don't like Big Lebowski.
that's just like your opinion, man. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes,
to
it
me?
was. Damn it.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with the Jesus.
He reminded me so much of Yaskovich.
He was based on
Yaskovich, I know.
No, he was not based on Yaskovich.
You sure?
Oh, I thought you meant you were talking about John Goodman's character.
No, the dude.
The dude?
The dude is definitely Yaskovich.
No, because Yaskovich, the dude is really. Hang on, that's very.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's actually very complicated, but I don't think. I think he's kind of similar in behavior, but not in like general attitude and everything.
Right.
Yeah, because the dude is a bit more laid back, although he's probably the only one who really cares about anything in the movie. But he's like much more laid back. Josh is like more involved in stuff.
All right. And anyway, what were you saying John Goodman was based off of in that?
He was based off another film director called John Milius.
Huh.
He wrote Apocalypse Now and he directed Conan the Barbarian.
Oh.
And he is pretty much he's John Goodman's character from Big Lebowski. Essentially,
Neat.
It's great. It's great.
Anyway, back to 21 Cloverfield Lane. The
10 Cloverfield Lane. John Goodman, very great performance, and it's a very believable kind of unsettling, where he's just like, it's not like a cartoony kind of like,
and they do things in it, like, because it was scary because it just implied something. It didn't tell you straight out what happened. It just heavily implied. Like
it was very good at slowly revealing information over the course of it.
Yeah, like when they were playing, what was it? Guess, like it was the lines back and forth. Was
charades.
No, it wasn't charades because they were using.
Oh well,
words.
it was like some kind of like guessing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was,
but
like Michelle is this.
it was like
girl,
like
princess.
the clue was Little Women. It's just like he got little, and then he like looked at like, and then like Emmett pointed at Michelle like for women. He's like, Michelle is this, and Michelle, who's clearly like at least 30, and
Yeah.
then John Goodman's just like a girl.
Princess.
Girl, little girl, and then it's just like it's little women. And it's
And-
like you might want to be more specific next time.
Yeah, and then everybody's just sitting there for like a good couple seconds, and the audience is like, this is unsettling.
Oh, yeah.
And the scariest moment for me, at least, was when I see people with beards, I'm like, yeah, they're
Right.
probably more intimidating with the beard than without the beard.
Oh no!
Not John Goodman. No, with that character he was playing, it was just, now you.
Do you just want to go into spoilers now? Like we're at the 40-minute mark.
Yeah,
so.
might as well.
Yeah, so this is the cutoff, people. If you don't want any more spoilers, then just stop listening now.
Yeah, and see you next time,
Yeah.
everybody.
Whatever. Yeah. So that, considering that happened like right after Emmett got shot in the face.
Holy shit.
Yeah, which is a shame because I really liked Emmett, and Emmett.
That surprised me.
It was a testament to the performance, like both the performance and the writing, where Emmett like was kind of he filled the role of kind of the dumb guy, but he wasn't like
Dumb.
cartoonishly dumb. He wasn't oblivious to what was happening.
No,
when
he was just
when
a coward.
when John Goodman's character Howard, I wouldn't even say a coward.
I mean,
No.
he was afraid of moving away. He didn't really stand up.
He was sort of like, I don't think it was, because if he was a coward, he wouldn't have done what he did.
Yeah, that's true.
And everything. I think it was more that he was like kind of afraid of what he could like be and like kind of like accomplish. Like he liked
He didn't want to
being-
get out of his comfort zone.
He liked being comfortable.
Yeah.
And everything. And then like, so it was funny because then he's in like the bunker, which is kind of like a fake kind of comfort zone.
Yeah.
And everything. It's Howard's comfort zone.
Yep.
And everything. And then Howard shot him in the face and put him in a bucket of acid.
That was one of the jump scares, to me at least.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I forgive you.
The sound
Boom! And you're like,
the sound design was very good on that because it made you sort of like really feel the gunshot and
Yeah.
everything. And there were several moments where we were like, "Ah, shit!"
yeah.
Ah.
What was the other time?
I think at the end, I think it was the lady when she showed up, and that was like, shit.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
another jump scare. It was pretty much the jump scares. We were like, "Ah, shit!"
Yeah, because, I mean, and you and I were both kind of just like looking through our hands, like,
Yeah,
oh,
at
no.
the by the
No.
end of it.
Because
But
you could tell when something was gonna probably happen, so you're like, eh.
But there's this moment in the movie when they're eating a dinner together, and it implies John Goodman's creepiness by making him very angry when Michelle like sort of like flirts a bit with Emmett, like purposefully to try to get on his nerves.
Right.
Everything. So, and then she uses an opportunity to like just bottle him and then jump over the table, and she runs up after grabbing his keys. Like she runs up and like tries to escape and like go
that
through
in
the door.
itself made me go, ugh!
Yeah.
Even though in the trailer I know she got through that first door, I was still scared. I was still like,
Is John Goodman gonna get her?
yeah.
And then like when she's at the other door, like while John Goodman's yelling at her and she's like about to go out, this fucking woman just ran right into the door, and she's like, hey, help, I'm not melting. Please let me in.
Yeah, no, I'm not crazy. Look, I this happened before.
I'm
yeah.
fine.
And then she just headbutts the glass. You're like,
Yeah.
that's not fine. Then she headbutts it again, and you see blood, and you're like, all right, there's clearly something wrong with this
yeah,
woman.
yeah.
And then she kills
So
herself.
and then like you're just like, oh shit, he was right, and everything. And then again, the movie's so good at it, it makes you doubt it even later because of the added stuff. You find out he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never said what he did with the first one. I
He
guess
probably
the
put her in
bucket.
some acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked how it was just for a second that like after that gunshot scene, like you see her look and like in the bucket you just see some Emmett.
Oh
and, like,
yeah.
Oh no! And then it just.
Yeah, when she's like doing her big escape and you see like Emmett's just in the bucket.
Yeah, I'd like to skip like the mid part, so even if we are spoiling it, people can watch most of it and go, all right, well this I didn't hear about.
Yeah.
So.
So, but yeah, you can still enjoy the movie, but we're gonna reveal the very end.
Yeah.
Which before that, so I remember when she went into the vents, you were like a little upset because you're claustrophobic. You said.
Yeah.
So, and I wouldn't say I'm claustrophobic, but I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of not being able to lift my arms and everything. Like being in a space where like my arms are stuck at my sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, like getting stuck is the big fear and everything. They even like John Goodman even said to her, "It's like, yeah, if you get stuck, we won't be able to help you." So, and she had to turn the power back on, and then she found the help scratch, and then you're like, ah, shit. And then it was like, it develops him a little to make you think that, oh, he's kind of, he's acting a bit weird because he's still kind of attached to his daughter, who is, his wife obviously divorced him and took the daughter away. He even showed her the picture, and he's like, here's my daughter and everything. And then later on, Michelle shows Emmett the picture, and Emmett's like, yeah, that's not his daughter.
So what? But he said it was.
That was a girl I went to high school with. She went missing 2 years ago.
And then you're like,
she's in the bucket.
She's in the acid bucket, I bet.
The gunshot was done well, because when he took out the acid and he put the gloves on and everything, and he started asking Emmett what was happening, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna throw some acid in someone's face and everything.
Yeah.
He's gonna dunk. He's like gonna take his hand, shove it in the acid or whatever. He's gonna do something. But then he just fucking shot him in the face, and I'm like, oh no.
You see, I was expecting it like how earlier he was just like, I see you when you're sleeping, and then it was just
that was a funny thing. I think that was almost too much. Like at first I was like, they cut it off at right the right moment in order to stop it, but it started to seem like that was like, okay, I get what you're doing, but they cut it off before it got too bad.
Right.
Where it was
I thought the acid bucket was going to be another instance of that, like, oh, he has to pour it down the drain to dissolve all the poop, otherwise, I get it, that makes sense. And he fucking shots him, and then I'm like, oh my god,
and then he comes back clean shaven, and you're like, you're a bad man.
Yeah.
Oh, you are not a nice one. But and then so all that stuff is great. Let's talk about the ending, because
the very ending.
The very ending.
So she escapes.
Obviously, and then the thing blows up, so she can't go back. And I felt like, okay, good. The movie's over. They're gonna reveal what's happened outside, and then the movie's gonna be over, because when she gets out, the story's done and everything. And then the movie just kind of kept on going.
Yep. I don't want to talk about that part, because I want the listeners to
really.
Yeah, I think because that's a big part in the movie.
But we're in the spoiler sections where we're spoiling the things.
Okay, before we get any farther, I just strongly recommend you skip to the last 2 minutes of the podcast if you want to just hear the same sign off as always.
Yeah, just skip to the end, because we won't talk about it.
But this part, if you want to see the movie and still be genuinely surprised by some things, stop listening now.
And I would recommend that you do that, because the movie does build on tension, and there is this undercurrent of what's going on above ground.
Yeah.
And everything.
All right, good.
So,
you still listening? Good times.
Aliens. It was aliens. He was right about the Martians, but the thing about it is that I was watching the Red Letter Media review, and I agreed with them on a lot of points where if
still can't form your own opinion on shit, Brooks. Don't slap me. Stop.
I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you. Look, it's important to get differing opinions of it.
Okay.
I like the content that those guys create. That and Weekly Planet. So they had this point where if she had gone, she goes up to the surface, it blows up, and then you hear the sound of the womb. Yeah. And then you see the alien, what's clearly an alien ship in the distance, and then she says something along the lines of, great.
Yeah.
And if it would cut to credits there, I would have been like, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna be fine with that. I was expecting it to cut.
Yeah, I was expecting it to do that, but then it just kind of kept going.
Yeah. And right there it was just a roller coaster that wouldn't stop going up for me. I was like, all right, wait, when are we gonna stop?
Yeah.
When are we gonna stop?
Yeah, it was just like, okay, is now the ending? Is now she's fought the dog thing? Is now the ending? No, is she's gonna fight the ship thing? And is now the ending? But like the very like, and then she threw a Molotov cocktail at it and like, meh. Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, all right, I'm not opposed to this, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But the very very ending I actually liked, and I forgive the stuff with the alien because of the very very ending, because it was a nice arc ending for the character and helped it like it's not a sequel bait or anything. I thought it was a very like because okay, Josh is sort of the same way whenever he sees like stuff like that. He's like, oh, they're just setting up for a sequel. Like he was saying the same thing with Creed, but I'm like, no, you think that because like they're like it's implying that more stuff happens after, but that doesn't mean it's like not a standalone thing. I feel like it does cut off the arc.
No, I just didn't understand why she went. She has no obligation to go.
No, because the whole like point of her arc in the movie was that she always ran away from her problems and everything.
I guess
she had that whole story about how she was in an abusive home and her father was abusive, and then her brother took like the brunt of that and everything. And then they paralleled it with Howard and Emmett with that. And then, like, at the end, I'm like, okay, now she's finally going to just, like, face the problems and everything instead of just running away from them.
Right.
And I'm like, that's a nice conclusion to the arc. And that's an ending to the thing, because they're saying, well, we're winning, but we need help in this one location. And so she backs the car up and then turns around and goes to the ramp off to there.
I think it's weird how firepower is the weakness of the aliens.
See, we're going down the line. Signs, the aliens were weak to water, and in this one they're weak to fire. And next we just need ones that are weak to air, and then ones that are weak to earth.
Well, we did have that the day after tomorrow. It was all in the air. Remember, all the germs, they died when they got here. They were already doomed.
That was War of the Worlds.
That's what I meant to say.
And that's not air, that's germs. We need oxygen.
It was in the oxygen.
They can't breathe.
They didn't breathe.
No. War of the Worlds is dumb. Like,
I like that one.
I like half of that one.
I mean,
that's coming from a really...
To be fair, I haven't seen it since I was like 13.
Oh.
But I liked it then.
But,
when movies were just movies and they were just for entertainment and I didn't have to dissect them apart one by one.
You don't have to dissect them. I mean, as someone who went to enjoy that movie, half of it sucked and half of it was awesome. It was the first half was awesome. The second half sucked. And that's as someone who's a big... I don't understand why you're against people trying to think about movies.
Thinking. That's for nerds.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
But and that's coming from an avid Spielberg fan that I am. War of the Worlds is one of his weaker ones, especially because of the second half. But 10 Cloverfield Lane, yeah, aliens, nice little wrap up to the arc, and because of that, I can forgive all the stuff with the aliens at the end. So
I mean, I thought I kind of wanted it to end before the alien fight.
I just thought
while it happened, I was like, all right, this is crazy. I'm still following it.
I'm like. So if you just, I feel like if she'd gone out of the arc and that out of the thing, went up, saw the alien ship fly off, gone to the car, and then heard on the radio that we need help in Houston, and she went off there. I thought then I'm like, movie's great, the movie's perfectly fine. There's nothing to nitpick, nothing to worry about. It's great.
It's that they had a little extra bit of budget to blow. So
I think that was like the reshoots to make it more Cloverfield-y.
Yeah, and I mean they did call it 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
They could have just called it like 10 Willow Drive.
I think it was originally supposed to be called like Cellar or something like that.
Okay, and
I mentioned earlier that it was filmed as something not Cloverfield.
Yeah, that would have been fine. They could have cut out the whole Cloverfield bit. But I think
But no one would have saw it.
Right.
No, that's the whole point.
I think so.
I think that's what motivated J.J. Abrams to like go do that. Like
it was great. I still enjoyed it. I recommend it to a lot of people.
What I hope is I like anthology stuff in TV, and we haven't had like really anthology movies. Yeah, it's where each thing's a different story.
Oh, okay.
That stands alone, and I feel like
Adventure Time, kind of.
if Cloverfield becomes like a series of small budget anthology films, I'd be perfectly fine with that. If they're as good as 10 Cloverfield Lane, then I'm like, yes, more, I want more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what time we at?
So, wrapping up, we are done with the spoiler part, and our recommendation is 5 thumbs up.
Ah.
Ah.
All right. What?
But
Wait a sec.
yeah, go see it. Go see the movie. It's real good.
Wait. Is City Hall supposed to be open today?
Hang on. There's an hour sign over here.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's it say,
Oh.
bro? What?
It's Sunday. It's closed.
Just wait, you mean to tell me that we came all the way here through the obstacle course just to talk to the... Wait, that's not a secretary, that's just a painting.
That explains why the door was locked.
That's probably why we had to break in through the window.
Oh, okay.
And get through all those guard dogs. Were they dogs?
They're all dead now.
They were probably dogs.
Doesn't matter now.
Mm.
What have we done? Anyway,
Follow us on Twitter.
We'll have to catch up with Matt
Pod.
later. We're doing
At
I'm
Squeezy
talking.
McCheese. Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Life
Please.
is pain. Anyway, yeah, we'll just have to catch up with Matt later. Next week is actually going to be a mini-sode, guys, because we have a lead. All right. We would no questions asked. We don't expect any questions, any context. It's no need. We found Brooks Nicholas Zach's Grinder account. So Zach, you while I'm gonna keep pursuing the stuff here in Crimeopolis, but you're gonna try. It said he was down in Florida.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
which
go
is
down
convenient because I was going down there anyway.
So you're gonna see if you can go track him down.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. Might not even be looking for him, but if I find him, if I run into him, I'll say something. I'll say, "Hey, you Brooks and Zach?" Because I'm looking for Brooks and Zach, and I am Zach of Brooks and Zach. And then I'll probably get punched in the face. I'll keep in touch.
Yeah. Okay. We'll send some letters.
Who's we? You and Matt? Is Matt gonna be?
I thought you and me.
What?
You and me. We're gonna send letters.
To each other?
Yeah. We're pen pals.
No.
Interlock the fingers. Interlock the fingers.
Fine. I'll just
do it.
I'll touch fingertips. That's the farthest I'm gonna go with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you tried to get me there.
I try to get you.
Yeah. Well,
Get you.
I don't like this.
Anyway.
Follow
our
us.
stuff is dumb. We make dumb stuff.
Squeezy McCheesy, Brave Snuggles.
Those are our
100 Years
Twitters.
Pod.
Those are all the Twitters. If you want to write us an email, talk to us. Get featured on the show. Brooks and Zach 100 Years at gmail.com. Follow us on SoundCloud or look us up on iTunes.
Or
either
Pinterest. That Brave Snuggles.
Check out the YouTube channel where we upload the episodes each week. A few days after the main thing on SoundCloud.
And the animated series is coming up, maybe never. Anyway.
Animated series.
What? So, let me
That's not a promise. Don't expect that.
It'll never
that
be
doesn't
a promise.
exist.
I wish we had animators. Or people who could just do comic bits. And then we could just voice those comic bits and put them on the YouTube channel. Why don't we have an artist, Brooks?
I don't know.
That is what we need. We
need to hire an artist.
We need that guy who does the Smash Bros. Art. Jello Apocalypse. That guy. Let's get him. Call him up now. Let's do this. I like him. Brooks? Brooks? Are you...
You want to do the sign-off?
Yeah, what was... Oh, okay.
I just burped because I had a really good breakfast.
Oh, okay. So, the same sign-off we do every week. Every single week. It goes like this. You're so cold. You interlock your hands and wrists with each other, rubbing them firmly, yet vigorously. You try exhaling into your hands, only to see the breath of life coming out between your fingers. It's so cold. You don't understand why. The sun is out. But it's just so cold. You reach down to your stomach and just feel your warmth escaping you. How did this happen? You look up back at the sun with your fading eyes and say, Brooks and Zach 100 Years. Thanks for listening, everybody. It was a good one. It was...
See ya.